it's Alicia here. Hope everybody is having a great day. None other. I am coming to give y'all a reaction video of He-Man Masters of the Universe live action movie that's supposed to be coming out in 2026. That's supposed to star Nicholas Galecki. I hope I'm pronouncing his last name right. But what I'm going to be doing, I am going to just react to it. I'm not going to do any sound, but I'm just going to react to it after it and stuff. So, yes, so without further ado, let's get started. Well, okay, so for the first couple minutes, me seeing it, at least they got the Falcon that the sorceress turned into. At least they got the colors right. At least they got the colors right. Yeah. Okay, they got Cringer's colors right. The darkness will rise. Skeletor, oh my God. The fates of Etheria. I know who they're supposed to be. Okay. All right, so now I'm finna react. Okay, like I told you, I did a silent reaction because I didn't want to be copyright because of the volume. But this is what I say about this. Like I said, I grew up to the original cartoon series, and I know that the plot line supposed to have a modern day twist to it. I know a lot of people is like embracing the new plot and thing, but it's a lot of things I will say I would like and I wouldn't like. I don't like when you take something of mine that I grew up to that came out in the 80s, and like, let me just say, He-Man, the original He-Man series came out in 1983. That was the first, like I said, 1983. The show was created by Lou Steinman and MGM Publishing and stuff. All right. What I see so far is pretty good. But I have a problem with, to know somebody, some of us have problems with the Man-at-Arms character being African American. I don't mind that. I don't mind that. Don't mind that. Now I'm wondering how they was going to do the storyline between Man-at-Arms and Teela, because if you remember in the original series, Teela was raised by Man-at-Arms. So I'm wondering how that story is going to play out. Now, one of the characters I saw was Merman, and he looked jacked up. But then when I saw Beastman, he looked scary. I'm hoping it's they corrected those before that come out. But Evelyn I don't like because, you know, Evelyn never showed her hair and stuff. And it's only one episode I remember from the series that Evelyn showed her hair. And if everybody know that Evelyn hair, when it's in this episode I'm talking about, it was with Coscos. I hope I'm pronouncing that name. Coscos. I'll get y'all the episode. And stuff. That Coscos is after this water and it's supposed to give you healing powers and stuff like that. He wanted it and stuff. Yeah, this is the reason why y'all should never do things like this. Just in case kids who was born in the 80s knows the stories of episodes of He-Man, Masters of the Universe, or She-Ra. To get me to say, Evelyn's hair is white. In that movie, they made it black. Evelyn's hair is crisp white. So how can you go from an animation show where her hair is white and in the live action, it's white? Ask yourself that. Now I'm going to talk about the name He-Man Masters of the Universe, but also I'm going to talk about She-Ra. How can studios get their hands on the name and title of this and not get permission from Lou Diamond's family? Lou Diamond's family owns rights. Lou Diamond's family and another one, can't think of his name, who are the creators of both of these shows. Let me just say who's the creators of He-Man, Masters of the Universe, and She-Ra, Princess of Power. And it's another guy, I can't think of his name, but I know Lou Diamond's family should have a right to say who can and can't use the name and stuff. Okay. I feel like if the producers wants to use it, that's fine. As long as you stay true to the original plot line, and I will probably at a later date come and break down the plot line of both shows. But like I said, I grew up to He-Man Masters of the Universe. I know every episode. I don't know the intro that very well, but hey, overall, it looks pretty interesting. Do I like the casting of Nick Galecki? Yeah, I mean, I'm very intrigued. I know Jared Leto is going to be playing Skeletor. Now, that got me intrigued. That's very intriguing. I'm wondering, and then I know it's an African-American guy who's supposed to be playing Man-at-Arms, because I know the backstory with that is King Randor and Man-at-Arms supposed to have grew up together. So I'm wondering how they're going to make that work. But also, a character that's originally is an evil villain in the He-Man universe that turns good is Fisto. I'm wondering how that's going to work. Then when I see they count the colors of the sorceress, because the sorceress colors is white, blue. Yeah, I know everything. White, blue, and red, and then it has touches of orange. Now, when I saw the pictures on here, they got them by verse. It's more orange than it is red. That's got me suspicious. But like I said, I always have been very vocal when it comes to any project that has anything like remakes to He-Man, Masters of the Universe, or She-Ra, Princess of Power. And the only reason I'm so vocal is, one, I grew up to it. I grew up to these shows. And how you going to take kids from the 80s who grew up to these shows and you going to take it and use the title, remake it and everything, but put a modern twist on it and put whatever you want for plot lines. You're going to have to, I feel like if you're going to use the title and use the title, you need to be using that original plot line of He-Man, Masters of the Universe, or She-Ra, Princess of Power. And let me just say, I'm going to use She-Ra, Princess of Power as an example. We had She-Ra, Princess of Power that Netflix made, She-Ra, the Princesses of Power. Y'all, when that came out, I was not too pleased with that. Why you will put an ES on it when it's She-Ra, Princess of Power? It's about one character. It's not about several princesses, and it's all about one character. And I feel like this has been my thing about movie remakes of TV shows that I have grew up over the years. It's like, if you're going to make the remake, make sure it is authentic to the original series. I will welcome a new story as long the plot line is still, as long as that plot line is still connected to the original. So I'm just getting sick and tired of seeing cartoons that I grew up to being remade into a modern time. I understand it's a modern time. You're gonna have, but I really feel like you need to try to keep the original plot line from the original series and bring it into the modern times. You need to make that of the original plot line work for what's now and stuff. And I'm gonna say like this. Going back to the Princesses of Power, they did not need to put the ES on it. They could have still kept the Princess of Power. I know I'm getting off of subject a little bit, but all I'm saying is, for remake movies and stuff, that's a pet peeve for me. I don't know if it's going to be a pet peeve for everybody else, but it's a pet peeve for me. I do not like when cartoons I grew up with get remade and get a whole new plot line. Now, for this He-Man Masters of the Universe live action that's going to be done through Amazon Media. I think that's what it's going to be done through. So far from what I see from the trailer, I can't give it a high mark. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. That's how I feel about it. Like I said, I grew up in the 80s. Let me just say, I'm an 80s baby. I'm a 1984 baby. So all I'm saying is, if you're going to have remakes of animated cartoons into live action film, make sure it's true to the original plot line, and that original plot line is what I'm wondering with this movie. I know it has a modern twist. I'm going to welcome the modern twist, but one of my pet peeves is you're going to have to keep the original plot line. So y'all, let me hear your thoughts. Do y'all think this new He-Man Masters of the Universe movie, do you think they're going to stay true to the original plot line? If so, what do you think it should be? What do you think? And do you like when they take cartoons that we all who are now in our 40s and take our favorite cartoons that we grew up to and turn them into live actions and use the title and not stay true to the original plot line? All right, I'm Alicia. Don't forget to thumbs up this video, comment below, and subscribe to my channel. Bye.